Oh, the trouble we get in when things just aren't very clear. We've all experienced times when some sort of miscommunication, something that wasn't clear, really threw things off and made things very difficult for us. I can remember one time that happened when I was a child, and it was kind of fun. Funny now when I look back, not so funny at the time. I was about 10 years old. I had a neighborhood friend that I would play with, and one day I went to his house, and I went to what I thought was the window of his bedroom. And I was outside and talking to him through the window. And I could see him in there, but it wasn't clear because the window was a little, it was unclear because of the screen and everything else. So I'm just talking to him through the window and saying to him, "Hey, come out and play. Come out and play." That's what I kept saying. And my friend from inside kept asking back, "Who, me? Me?" Now I'm confused and I'm like, "Of course you. Come out and play." And again, I got the same answer though from this person. He said, "Who, me?" When things got a little clearer, I realized that wasn't my friend's window. That wasn't my friend inside the room. It was his sister. So as it turned out, as a 10-year-old, I wasn't asking my friend to come out and play. I was asking his sister for a date. Well, needless to say, as a 10-year-old, I was absolutely mortified and determined from that day on, I would never ask a girl out ever again in my life. Well, when we lack clarity in life, things like that happen. Funny stories like that, but also more serious things can happen when we lack clarity. So many people lack clarity when it comes to their purpose in life. They lack clarity as to why they're here. They lack clarity as to what they should be doing. They go about each day and they may be productive in certain different ways, but they never pan back and ask the big picture. Wait a minute. What is my purpose? Well, let's take a look at that today. Let's gain clarity as to what our purpose is, as to why we are here. When we get clarity on that, great things start to happen. When we get clarity on that, our whole life could change. But if we continue not being clear about our purpose, well, difficult things can happen, a lot worse than just asking your best friend's sister out on a date. So let's take a look. Let's get clarity on our purpose. So many times when people think about their purpose, they'll think about their job, their career, or they'll think about a relationship. They'll think about how they need to be a great accountant or business leader, or they may think about how they need to be a great father or wife or something like that. But the truth is, our purpose is neither what we do out there in the world or what we do in our family life. We actually have a much deeper purpose than that. It kind of reminds me of this story one day when a governor of a state was attending a small picnic in a community. And he would go around and he was shaking everybody's hands, as a governor might do. Now, at the picnic, there was some food being served. There was chicken being served. The governor gets in line, and he's going down the line for the chicken. By then, he's starving. So as he gets to the line, he gets to the lady handing out the chicken. She's handing out one piece of chicken to everybody. When he gets there, he says, "Well, I would like 2 pieces of chicken." And the lady says, "No, it's 1 piece of chicken per person." So the governor answers back and he says, "Do you know who I am? I'm the governor of this state." And she just looked back at him and she said, "Well, do you know who I am? I'm the chicken lady. Move along, man." Well, You know, life isn't about whether you become a governor. It isn't whether you become a chicken lady. You're much more. Your purpose is much different than anything you might become in life, anything you might do in life. Your purpose instead is to live a life pleasing to the God who made you and calls you to live a life to glorify Him. Your purpose in life, very simply put, is to love God with all that you are, all that you have, your entire being, to obey the Lord, to walk with Him. That's more significant, a better answer to the question, what is my purpose in life, than saying what you do, or even saying what you are as far as father or wife or something like that. The Bible makes that very clear. To gain clarity on your purpose, it says this, the conclusion, this is in Ecclesiastes chapter 12, the conclusion when all has been heard, the conclusion of what our purpose is, why we're here, the conclusion when all has been heard is fear God and keep His commandments, because this applies to every person. This is the deeper purpose of everybody. This is the why we're here for everyone. Doesn't matter what culture you're in, doesn't matter what age you are, doesn't matter your background. Our purpose is the same. It is to fear God and keep His commandments. Now, by fear there, it doesn't mean be afraid of God. Rather, it means to honor God with our being. Love God, love Him back, follow Him, keeping His commandments, doing what pleases Him. These are the reasons we're here. This is the point of our being on the earth. Again, it's not about being a governor or a chicken lady or a father or a wife. Those things are important, but that's not the deep reason why we're here. That can't be said that that's our purpose. My purpose isn't what I do. My purpose isn't the relationships I have. It's deeper than that. My purpose is to honor God with all that I've got and to keep His commandments, because this applies to me. It applies to everyone. We may have a lot of differences in life, what we like, what we don't like, where we live, where we don't live. We may be in a big family, small family. We may like pickleball or tennis, but we share this in common. The reason we're here, the purpose of our life, is to fear God, to keep His commandments. Now, when we have clarity on that, you can see how much that would change your life, change your day. Because you can say in the morning, I'm committed to honoring God with all I've got. I'm committed to fulfilling my purpose. I'm committed to keeping His commandments. This applies to me. We can come to the end of every day and say, did I fulfill my purpose? Did I honor God? Did I keep His commandments? Did I realize this was applying to me? Did I seek His strength to keep His commandments? Did I know that when I fail, He forgives me and I can move on and confess my sins and receive that new beginning every time I fail? So this is what it's all about. This is how our days ought to go. When we have clarity, it influences our day. We start it, we end it, and everything in between is influenced by it. But when we have a lack of clarity about our purpose, then we'll miss all the reason for our being. We'll miss keeping His commands. We'll miss honoring Him. And we'll miss realizing this applies to me and everybody else. Oh, what we'll miss out on when we're unclear about our purpose, and what we'll gain when we know what we are here for, the why behind it all. Now, I want to share one thing that may keep you from capturing this lifestyle where you're living according to your deepest purpose. One reason might be just habit. Habit's one of the hardest things to break. It's one of the culprits behind us not living a deeper, better life, more in line with our purpose. We get into the habit of thinking of ourselves as just a governor, just a chicken lady, just a girlfriend, something like that. We get into that habit of thinking of our purpose that way. We got to break out of that and realize the deeper purpose we really do have. Here's an example of one guy who suffered from habit that was hard to break. and I think we can identify with it in our own lives. It's about a guy who was driving a taxi, and he just started driving a taxi, and a guy got in the back of the taxi and told him where to go, and they started down the journey and the ride, and the taxi driver, just starting out, is driving. But then the guy in the back seat decided, well, he needed to go somewhere else. So he leans forward, he taps the taxi driver on the shoulder. Now this freaks out the taxi driver. He starts driving left and driving right, and he just barely stays in control of his car. So the guy in the back says, I'm so sorry for tapping you on your shoulder, but why did that bother you so much? And the new taxi cab driver just said, oh, I am so sorry. That's really not your fault. See, for the last 25 years, I've been driving a hearse. Oh, the force of habit. The force of habit in our lives. We can be habitually living according to something way below our actual purpose in life. And if you are, break out of that and realize again why you're here. Realize you're here to love God. You're here to follow Him. That is your purpose. Oh, look at the way Deuteronomy chapter 10, verse 12 puts it. It celebrates our purpose and makes it so clear. It says, what does the Lord your God ask of you except to fear the Lord your God by walking in all His ways, to love Him and to worship the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul? There it is. Oh, if you're not in the habit of living for your purpose, break out of that habit. Live for your purpose. Walk with the Lord with all your heart, with all your soul. Keep His commands. Love Him. Start your day like that. End your day like that. Walk with Him in between all the hours of your day. When you are clear on your purpose, your day changes, your week changes, your life changes. Be clear that your purpose is to honor God, to walk with Him in all your ways, to love the Lord your God, the one who died for you, the one who rose from the dead on your behalf. Follow Jesus Christ out every day of your life. Never live below your purpose. So glad you were with us today. We have wonderful devotions each Wednesday. I hope you'll check them all out because it's so powerful to be in the Word of God. And it's so powerful to be in the Word with others by having others teach it to you. It's so good to hear it, and it's so good to have this fellowship. So I'm glad you're with us, and I hope you'll join us for all the top 50 questions as well. A new one published every Sunday morning. Once again, I'm so glad you were with us. Hope you'll join us for every video. Subscribe, make some comments. I love the comments and love responding to them. And remember, for every question, there's always an answer.